good morning, beauties, or good afternoon, good day to you, good evening to you. How are you feeling right now? Feelings, yeah, feelings. Feelings are they everything? No. Are they the fuel often that is running our vehicle and sometimes pushing the dialogue of the mind, especially unexplored feelings? Yes, absolutely. I really believe so. And being a human being myself, I experience that. So identifying and attending to with tenderness, right? Giving attention to how you are feeling, not to the exclusion of how your beloveds or other family members, and that includes the entire human family, are feeling, right? This is not a navel gazing, I, me, mine, it's just me, right? It is the big capital S self that I am speaking to, which is the navigating system of your experience here on earth as a human being, right? This is a moment in time, right? That big stretchy thing that we don't truly understand. Time is not a calendar created by Pope Gregory, right? That is not, he did not have a handle on time. He was attempting to corral us into some sort of orderly form. Yeah? We have a bigger order going on here. Much bigger, much bigger. And so how to navigate inside of this complex, beautiful thing called your body, inside of the complex, beautiful thing called the body of Earth, and then the complex, beautiful, and sometimes very disturbing thing called the family of humanity. Yeah, so what I am wanting to offer here over and over again is that the more that you can center yourself in the capital S self and include your body, right? We've had thousands of years in many, multiple traditions, particularly in the West, suggesting that the body is somehow messy and icky, and we are to aspire to rise above it, yeah, and to go upward toward heaven, yeah, or we know about this. Again, that could be a long unfurling conversation, but the conversation today is how to amend some of these old stories, how to sometimes throw them out completely, right? If they do not resonate with you in this moment, and if your focus is on growth, which I hope it is, evolution, right? And that includes adaptation to what is rising up here in this now moment, in this moment in time. There is so much newness and so much possibility rising up all around us. And in order to, again, discern, it's really important that you come in to yourself and start tending to yourself. That you allow yourself, that you give yourself permission to begin to understand your own feelings, right? Is there grief in there, right? I believe that we are all grieving right now. right? But we don't have conversations about it typically. And so here's a conversation about it. The grieving about what is dying, right? Even if we want some of these structures, some of these systems to quote unquote die, right? There's a process that's involved in releasing and letting go of the familiar, of the known, in order to allow that rebirth to happen, right? The phoenix prepares a mound of sticks and prepares the pyre, so to speak, and then lights it and steps on. That's the part of the story that often goes missing, right? There's a conscious awareness that, oh my God, okay, I've got to burn this old thing down in order to rise up anew with all of my new blazing bright beautiful feathers, speaking of the phoenix again. And culturally, perhaps those of us who are in the West and all over the world, we're experiencing things collapsing, right? The Nepalese government, right? France, America, obviously, right? Many, many, many places are in a state of collapsing. I referred to this earlier when I spoke about my playlist for 2025 that I started in the beginning of the year. And I just, at that moment, I always give these playlists a title, Rising Above the Rubble. Right? That's just what it felt like. And as this year has progressed, I'm referring to it and saying, right? So how do you give yourself permission to rise above the rubble, right? That's the pause, right? That's the pause. Pause. There's a lean back that comes with the pause. Then the breathing, slowing it down so that you can re-enter your body, right? Rising and pausing in order to observe doesn't mean you leave your body behind, right? Start to go off into the ethers without a ground, without a root system, because we do live here on this planet. At this moment, we are in a body. And we may as well celebrate that and tend to that in order to be able to walk through, with some vestige of calm as the rubble is falling around us, so that we can then grow something new in yourself. So, right, this under discussed layer of grief, right? Perhaps it hits you sometimes and you're not quite sure. Whoa, why am I so sad? Why am I suddenly crying? Pause, breathe, embody. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself reveal it. Right? Sometimes I'm just struck by weeping. And it isn't necessarily a personal instance that has happened in my personal life. Right? It's just the feeling tone of the planet, and to give it voice, to allow yourself to express, releases and allows things to flow, right? When tears flow from our eyes, it's a cleansing. There are certain chemicals contained in the tears that are actually essential to be expressed and released. And there's a refreshment that happens, right? Just like after a rain. We are no different. So how are you feeling? Okay? Let yourself reveal how you feel. If it's too hard to do it, you're perceiving that this is too much to do all by myself, right? Seek support. Find a safe other who can hold a space of permission for you to be yourself in that moment. Okay? Sometimes that would be a tree. And I mean that. If there isn't a human being at this moment that you feel you can right away run out and find and ask for that kind of support. A tree. Really, truly. Find a tree. Just place your hand on it and allow yourself to feel the anchoring, right? There's a reason. These trees have deep roots, right? Trees they have rooted themselves into the earth to receive the medicine from the mother. You too can do that. And you can receive help and assistance from trees, right? And from nature in general. And just from standing on the earth with bare feet when you can. Find any way that you can to root and ground yourself first. Then let the feelings flow. Let them reveal themselves. I love to suggest that you dance your feelings through. Put on some loud music. Let yourself move these energies through your body. We don't want them to get stuck in the body. Okay, we want them to be expressed so that you can make room for what you wish to create for yourself. Okay, so courage from the heart. Trust your body to express itself and see if you can give yourself permission to experience and move through some of these layers of feeling. Now, I understand that for some people, you might be in deep, deep, deep layers of feeling and all the way down and feeling like you need to lift yourself up out of it because that's all that has been flowing. Okay, that's a different conversation altogether. And I am saying, I understand. And that is not an easy place to be. And reaching out again, if you can find places in nature, but another human being who is qualified to be able to sit and hold space for you, to provide you with support that can help you to ride through that dark night of the soul experience is essential. Okay? We do not need to tough it out. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. No. That's part of the old timeline that we're saying no to. That's part of what's crashing into the rubble. Yeah? So, I ask you again, how are you feeling? What is revealing itself to you? As you pause, as you breathe long and slow and deep, as you express through that exhale, as you create more oxytocin in your body by continuing that breath pattern, and then allow yourself to embody and experience your own truths, because you are the truth teller for yourself. You are the story maker. You are the creator, creatrix. Right? That is a fact. And you have control of perhaps one thing, which would be how you respond, how you choose to respond to what you notice when you pause, breathe, and embody. Then you get to choose how you respond to anything. Your responsiveness is your responsibility. That is how we create sovereignty while holding hands. Okay? I love you. I'm sending you so much love and receiving so much. Okay, it's a giving and receiving. Giving and receiving. In that beautiful figure eight. On and on. Giving and receiving. But let's wake up to that. Let's be conscious of it. And that involves really pausing, breathing, and embodying. So we're not rushing along again with the bullet train that is being sold to us, right? The fear train, the anxiety train. You're allowed to get off at the next station and just get off and just let it whiz on by. Okay? So much love. So much love. Talk soon.